Welcome, curious minds, to the deep dive.
Great to be here.
Okay, so picture this for a second. Close your eyes, maybe. Imagine perfect serenity. Barcocciani in Lugano, Switzerland.
Beautiful spot.
Totally. Shimmering lake, old trees, people just strolling around. Peak park vibes. And right there, amidst all that calm, there's this striking modern statue. Kind of commands attention, but quietly, a symbol.
A very specific symbol we'll get into.
Exactly. Then, bam! Blink of an eye, it vanishes. Just gone.
Poof.
Yeah. Leaving this, profound silence where this icon used to be.
Creates immediate intrigue, doesn't it?
It really does. Okay, so let's unpack this. Today, we're diving deep into something that happened recently, and it didn't just make waves, it seriously stirred up the global Bitcoin community.
Right, to its core, you could say.
We're talking about the shocking vandalism and then the recovery of the iconic Satoshi Nakamoto statue in Lugano.
And what's really fascinating here, I think, is how this one event, it looks like a local crime on the surface, right?
Yeah, just some vandalism.
But it just transforms. It becomes this powerful little microcosm reflecting these much bigger, deeper themes.
Like what, specifically?
Well, things like the symbolism of digital movements, how they show up in the real physical world.
Right, the tangible versus intangible.
Exactly. And also community resilience, how a global group reacts. And, what even makes something iconic today in our super connected world.
That's a great point. So our mission for you, the listener, is basically to explore every angle of this. We want to peel back all the layers.
From the get-go.
Yeah. We'll get into the immediate details, the confusion around its disappearance, how it was found, which is a story in itself. Then we'll look at the reactions. Powerful, sometimes visceral, definitely varied from this really engaged community.
And there were quite a few different takes on it.
Oh, yeah. And finally, maybe the most important bit, what does it all mean, for these decentralized movements going forward and how they show up physically?
It's a journey, really. Takes us from this quiet park right into the heart of Bitcoin itself, what it means to millions.
Absolutely. So this whole captivating story, it really kicks off with a shockwave, something that just echoed through the Bitcoin world.
You felt it online almost immediately?
It was a Saturday. It seemed pretty normal. Then the news breaks, spreads like wildfire online. The statue of Satoshi Nakamoto, gone. Reported stolen.
And we need to remember, Satoshi Nakamoto is the pseudonymous creator, the mystery figure.
Right, the anonymous architect of this whole digital revolution that's, fundamentally reshaping finance, technology.
Everything.
So this wasn't just any statue disappearing. It was becoming a landmark, almost a pilgrimage site for some people in the crypto space.
Definitely a focal point.
The immediate reaction wasn't just, weird. It was alarm, disbelief, even like a sense of violation.
You could feel that outrage online.
Yeah. Can you imagine this physical thing representing this huge but ultimately intangible digital idea? Just gone.
It's like ripping out a page of their collective history almost, their shared identity.
That's a good way to put it. It really set this dramatic, kind of thought-provoking stage, didn't it?
It absolutely did.
Yeah.
And the irony, if you just pause for a second, it's pretty stark.
How so?
Well, Bitcoin itself, right, it's designed to be decentralized. No single point of failure. It lives everywhere and nowhere, purely digital.
Spread across thousands of computers.
Exactly. But here you have this physical thing, a statue, undeniably vulnerable, stuck in one place.
Right, it can be touched, moved, broken.
Which is exactly what happened. So that vulnerability immediately highlights this tension, the ideal of digital decentralization clashing with our very human need for tangible symbols, for physical anchor.
You need things we can see and touch, even for abstract ideas.
We seem to. Plus, it's a statue of a pseudonymous figure, someone nobody's actually seen or confirmed.
Which just adds to the mystique.
It does. It makes the symbol even more magnetic, but also, sadly, maybe a more obvious target. It forces you to grapple with the digital and the physical meeting.
And then the plot thickens. Almost right away. The first reports, like we said, were all theft.
Yeah, people assumed maybe for the metal, the bronze, or maybe some big anti-crypto statement.
Right. But then came the discovery. And this totally reframed everything. It wasn't some slick heist.
No, covered up.
Nope. It was just municipal workers, city employees in Lugano doing their daily rounds. They found it.
Not exactly hiding it in the secret layer then.
Not at all. Not smuggled across borders. No, it was found sunk in Lake Lugano.
In the lake.
In the lake. After being ripped off its base in Barcocciani, that lovely park we mentioned.
Wow.
And here's the kicker. the thing that changes the whole story. It was found in several pieces.
Oh.
Okay, so this wasn't theft for scrap metal value. This was intentional destruction. Vandalism, pure and simple.
The goal wasn't to take it, but to break it.
Exactly. That raises a huge question, doesn't it? What makes someone want to vandalize a symbol like that, smash it up instead of just stealing it?
Right. If you wanted money, or even just to make it disappear quietly, you'd take the whole thing, wouldn't you? Logically.
Makes sense.
The fact that it was broken into pieces, then just chucked in the lake, that suggests a really deliberate intent to deface, to destroy its symbolic power.
Like a rejection of what it stood for?
Possibly a deeper, maybe ideological motive, or maybe just mindless destruction, but the way it was done, it feels pointed, not just opportunistic.
And we learned a detail later, didn't we, about how it was attached?
Yeah, apparently it was only welded at 2 points, at the statue's feet, and those bits stayed stuck to the base.
So it took some serious force?
Absolutely. Speaks volumes about the level of force, the malicious intent involved. It wasn't careful. It was aggressive, deliberate dismantling.
A stark reminder, I guess, of how potent physical symbols are, precisely because they can be attacked like that.
Definitely. They're vulnerable in a way ideas aren't.
And the Bitcoin community's reaction, it wasn't just sitting back and watching. It flipped very quickly to being proactive.
Which is kind of typical for that space, right? Decentralized, but very responsive.
Totally. Satoshigallery, that's the art collective who put the statue there in the first place. They didn't mess around.
Moved fast.
Super fast. They put up a significant reward for its recovery. 0.1 Bitcoin.
Okay, 0.1 BTC. What was that worth at the time?
Over 11,000 US dollars.
Wow, okay. That's serious.
Yeah, and here's where it gets really, really interesting in a way that just perfectly sums up this whole story.
Go on.
The reward wasn't offered in dollars or Swiss francs or euros. No, it was offered in Bitcoin.
Ah, of course.
Right. It wasn't just any currency choice. That feels incredibly strategic. It powerfully reinforces the very principles the statue itself represents.
It absolutely does. By offering Bitcoin for its return, Satoshigallery wasn't just trying to get the statue back, they were implicitly and explicitly strengthening Bitcoin's use case as a medium of exchange, as an incentive, totally outside the old banking system.
Think about that. Bitcoin doesn't care about borders. Right?
Nope. Or banking hours, or central bank approval.
Anyone, anywhere, could theoretically have claimed that reward. Instantly. Directly. No middleman.
That's a hugely powerful real-world demonstration of Bitcoin's utility, isn't it? Beyond just trading or speculation. Shows its global reach, its censorship resistance, tangibly.
So it wasn't just about finding a symbol, it was using the very technology it embodied to recover it.
Beautiful symmetry there. And that immediate desire within the community to get it back, plus using the tech itself. That sent a message.
And it clearly caught attention. We saw big crypto news outlets like Cointelegraph trying to get comments from Satoshigallery right away.
Yeah, it went from local vandalism to a global crypto news story very quickly.
So let's dig into the statue itself for a minute, because it's way more than just some random public art.
He had a backstory.
A significant one. This work was created by Valentina Picozzi. She's an Italian artist and also a known Bitcoin advocate.
Right.
It was unveiled pretty recently, actually, October 2024.
So, relatively new.
Yeah. But what's really striking is the effort involved, the dedication. According to Picozzi and the collective, it took 21 months.
21 months.
Almost 2 full years to plan it and construct it.
Wow. That timeline isn't just trivia, is it? Nearly 2 years. That speaks volumes about the gravity of it, the intended permanence.
Right. It wasn't just a quick project.
No. To spend that long planning and building a monument for essentially a digital concept that shows incredible vision, a deep understanding of Bitcoin's growing cultural, historical significance.
They saw it as something lasting.
Exactly. This wasn't meant to be temporary. It was designed as a lasting, tangible anchor for this abstract, decentralized idea. That whole long, deliberate process, it kind of imbued the statue with this weight, this meaning.
Which makes the vandalism feel even more impactful, maybe.
I think so.
Yeah.
For a community that saw it as a permanent fixture, yeah, it was built hoping to stand for generations, The silent guardian of the Bitcoin ethos.
And it seems like it achieved that symbolic status really fast.
Almost instantly.
Various sources were already calling it a textbook symbol of the global Bitcoin movement, even a flagship symbol of the Bitcoin community.
I praise.
It literally represented the mystery creator. So thinking about Bitcoin being decentralized, intangible, what does it mean that a physical statue in a park could become so important so quickly.
That gets to something really fundamental about, well, us, humans, even in this increasingly digital age we live
Our
in.
need for stuff.
Unpaid, yeah. Even for a movement as digital and abstract as Bitcoin, we still have this powerful, almost primal pull towards tangible things, representations we can see and touch.
It makes it feel more real.
Exactly. A physical statue grounds the abstract concept, makes it more relatable, more visible, maybe more real to people who aren't deep in the tech weeds. It provides a focal point, a landmark for the community, a testament to Bitcoin's growth and cultural impact.
But there's that tension you mentioned earlier.
Right. The inherent tension is fascinating.
Yeah.
Bitcoin, all about decentralization, no single point of failure, statue. Very centralized, very physical, stuck in one park in Switzerland.
A single point of failure, physically speaking.
Totally. It reveals this paradox, right? We build these amazing digital worlds, these robust decentralized systems. But our connection, our emotion, often benefits hugely from physical stuff.
Like flags for nations.
Perfect analogy. Nations are abstract ideals, laws, people. But they need flags, anthems, monuments to make it concrete, to anchor collective identity.
They're not just decorations.
Not at all. They're crucial. This statue, in a similar way, was trying to bridge that gap, digital to physical, making the intangible tangible, giving a face, even an anonymous one, to a revolution that started as code.
Okay, so when the news of the vandalism actually hit, the community reaction wasn't mild.
No, it was strong.
People voiced reactions of profound disgust and outright defiance. It wasn't just seen as damaged art.
No, it felt personal, deeply.
It felt like an attack on a shared symbol, something meaningful to their identity, their core beliefs even, and that sparked this incredibly strong, unified emotional wave across social media, forums, chats.
You saw that collective ownership of the symbol really come out.
Yeah, and what's compelling is just how varied those reactions were, even within that unified anger. It really showed the diverse fabric of the community.
Absolutely. You had the whole spectrum. On one end, straight-up condemnation, calls for justice. Like Gabor Gurbax, he's founder and CEO of Pointsville, a blockchain platform.
What did he say?
He put it bluntly on X. Such a tasteless and stupid thing to do. Hope they find who did it. Just clear moral outrage, wanting accountability.
Okay, direct.
Then you had this other theory floating around from a pseudonymous Bitcoin advocate named Gritto.
What was their take?
Gritto theorized it might have just been, quote, drunk partygoers. Apparently it was around Swiss National Day, a big celebration there.
Ah, so maybe not ideological, just drunken vandalism.
That was the theory. Pure speculation, of course, but it raises that interesting question. Was it a calculated attack on the symbol or just a mindless act? Does it change the meaning if it was just drunk people?
Does it diminish the attack? Or maybe just highlight how fragile these physical things are when not everyone gets their meaning?
Exactly. Good question. And then on the other end entirely, you had someone like Paolo Arduino, the CEO of Tether.
What was his reaction?
Super simple. Just a single heart emoji on social media.
Huh, just a heart.
Yeah. Minimalist, but, incredibly powerful in its own way. It conveyed immediate solidarity, care for the symbol, for the community, without needing any words.
Wow. So you have everything from anger, calls for police, to speculation about drunk people, to just a quiet heart emoji.
The whole range. It beautifully shows the different levels of engagement, the emotional investment within this huge global community. A shared symbol can really trigger a broad, yet somehow unified response.
But maybe the most, profound reaction, the most defiant one, it came from Satoshigallery themselves, the collective behind the statue.
Their statement.
They put out this statement that has resonated everywhere, went viral, so powerful it read, "You can steal our symbol, but you will never be able to steal our souls."
Chills. That's potent.
Isn't it? That's not just being angry or upset. That's a declaration of an unbreakable spirit, an ideological commitment way beyond the physical object.
Transcending the metal.
Exactly. And to really drive that point home, they didn't just say, oh, we'll fix it. They boldly announced their commitment to place similar statues in 21 new locations around the globe.
21.
Okay.
Now, if we connect that to the bigger picture, that statement from Satoshigallery, that's a huge turning point in this whole narrative.
Why so?
It brilliantly moves past the physical damage. It speaks right to the core ethos of decentralized movements. It says loud and clear, yeah, you can touch our physical stuff, you can deface our monuments, but the idea underneath, the community spirit, the collective drive, that's untouchable, beyond your reach.
It speaks to that inherent resilience of decentralization.
Perfectly. There's no single point of failure, even a symbolic one. that can truly stop the movement's momentum. And then committing to 21 new statues globally.
That's not just replacing one, it's multiplying it.
Exactly. It's not just practical, it's deeply symbolic. And a strategically brilliant countermove. That number 21.
It's significant in Bitcoin, right?
Hugely significant. It's not random. It deliberately echoes Bitcoin's hard cap, the 21 million coin supply limit, a foundational principle.
I see.
So this act of vandalism, this moment of perceived weakness, they've turned it into a catalyst, a reason for expansion, for greater global presence.
It's defiant. It reinforces their resolve.
Paradoxically, yes. It's almost like the attack, instead of weakening them, somehow strengthened their determination to spread the symbol, spread the message even further, making the movement more tangible, more visible worldwide.
Turning vulnerability into a global statement of commitment, and maybe even triumph.
Dare I say yes? Triumph. It's fascinating.
This whole saga, start to finish,
Yeah.
it really does crystallize some bigger, important ideas about symbols, doesn't it? Their power, but also their vulnerability.
That dual nature, yeah.
On one hand, they unify, represent, inspire. They become rallying points. They give abstract ideas shape.
Make them graspable?
But the flip side is their physical forms are just inherently vulnerable. They can be touched, stolen, smashed, like we saw.
Yep.
So it poses that crucial question. How does a decentralized movement built on resisting central control, eliminating single points of failure, how does it cope when its central physical symbols get attacked?
It loops right back to that Satoshigallery statement, doesn't it? Physical vulnerability just doesn't equal ideological weakness. Not here.
Right. The attack didn't break the spirit.
In fact, you could argue the attack on the statue, while damaging the art, actually served to highlight and, weirdly, fortify the resilience of the idea it stood for and the community behind it.
It became a test.
A real-world test, exactly, a crucible. When the physical symbol gets hit, the community itself steps up. They become the real resilient force. They embody the movement's spirit in a way no single statue ever could.
So the strength isn't in the object.
It proves it. The true strength lies in the collective belief, the shared values, the determination of the people involved. A powerful lesson in collective identity.
And beyond just resilience, this whole thing really highlights Bitcoin's journey, doesn't it? From being just digital code to having these real-world tangible forms.
Like an ongoing process.
Yeah. We see Bitcoin ATMs, physical hardware wallets, and now major public art like this statue, this incident, awful as it was, is a really potent example of that transition.
It certainly is.
Yeah.
The fact that such a prominent statue even exists signals Bitcoin's growing integration into our physical world, our culture.
It's not just online anymore.
No. It's visibly part of our cities, our parks, our public consciousness. And this incident forces us to ask questions about the future of these kinds of physical installations for digital assets.
Will we see more?
Probably.
Yeah.
As crypto gains more mainstream acceptance, likely.
Right.
But then will they become bigger targets as crypto becomes more prominent, attracting more opposition or misunderstanding? Or, as we saw with the community's defiant response and that pledge for 21 new statues, will these challenges actually lead to more resilience? More symbols popping up, turning every attack into an accidental promo for expansion and visibility.
A fascinating dynamic kind of mirrors how digital ideas are generally entering the physical world.
It really does.
And we can't forget the statue itself represents Satoshi Nakamoto, pseudonymous, identity unknown, a mystery.
That adds another whole layer.
Totally. That anonymity, it just adds intrigue, complexity. When the statue was attacked, was it an attack on the unknown founder? On anonymity itself, or mainly on the community he inspired, the principles?
Probably a mix of all of that, isn't it? Depending on who did it and why, which we might never know for sure.
Right.
Satoshi's anonymity already gives the figure this mythical status, right?
Yep.
Like a digital folk hero. So any physical representation becomes even more charged, maybe more provocative.
So the attack could be seen as a protest against DeFi, against crypto's influence, or trying to puncture the mystique.
Could be. But ultimately, and this is what the community's response really drove home, the attack wasn't just on cold metal. It was felt as an attack on their shared values, their identity, their vision.
And they pushed back.
Hard, unified, proving, really, that the unseen hand of Satoshi is actually embodied by the millions globally who believe in that vision and keep building on it. The attack on the symbol just revealed the community's strength.
So if we boil it all down, maybe the big lesson here is that attacks on symbols, especially for strong communities, can actually galvanize them, strengthen their resolve rather than breaking it.
Seems to be the case here.
The Bitcoin community's response, Satoshigallery's defiance, It really highlights that decentralized spirit in action, even when facing a very centralized physical threat.
It shows, pretty unequivocally, that the real strength isn't in metal or stone. It's in the collective human spirit, shared conviction, belief in an idea.
Yeah, it's a powerful testament, isn't it, to shared ideas and collective action. This whole incident, while rough in the moment, gives us this amazing case study in decentralized community resilience.
Shows how adversity can, paradoxically, fuel resolve, spur expansion, increase visibility.
Makes you think about other movements throughout history, maybe, how they've faced challenges to their symbols and often emerged stronger in spirit, more unified.
More determined than ever. It's a recurring theme.
And with that,
Yeah.
wow, we've covered quite a journey. From that peaceful park in Lugano to a shocking disappearance, a damaged recovery, and this incredibly powerful, defiant response from a global community.
It really unfolded dramatically.
We've seen how one act of vandalism can shine a light on these huge themes. Symbolism, community strength, and that complex dance between digital movements and their physical forms.
A lot packed into one event.
So, what does this all mean for you listening right now? As we wrap up this deep dive, maybe chew on this. If the soul of a movement truly can't be stolen, like Satoshigallery said, what really makes a symbol unbreakable in our world, which is increasingly both digital and physical?
Good question to ponder.
Think about the symbols in your own life. Could be anything: a flag, a family photo, a team jersey, a cause you champion. What symbols hold that kind of deep power for you, where even if the physical thing was damaged, the essence, the spirit would be totally untouched?
And maybe, how would you react if one of those symbols was challenged like that?
Exactly. It's a powerful thought to carry with you as you navigate the symbols and communities that matter in your own life.
We really hope this discussion has given you a clearer, maybe more nuanced view, not just to the statue incident, but the deeper currents underneath. Your engagement, listening to deep dives like this, thinking critically, that's what makes these conversations so valuable.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And speaking of engagement, if you found this deep dive insightful, if it sparked something for you or helped you connect some dots, we'd genuinely appreciate it if you'd consider subscribing to the deep dive.
It helps.
It really does. Leaving a comment with your thoughts, agree, disagree, other examples, or even just hitting that like button, it makes a real difference for us.
Helps others find the show.
Exactly. It supports the channel directly, boosts visibility in the algorithms, and honestly, it just lets us keep doing this, researching these complex, fascinating stories and bringing them to you in a way that's hopefully engaging and approachable. Your support means the world.
So thank you for joining us on this deep dive. We look forward to exploring more fascinating topics with you next time.